Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. Apparently now Liverpool have an interest in the young French 18-year-old Dayot Upamecano from RP Leipzig. He's a current centre-back. Don't know much about him. I've just been reading it from the press, and the Germany press are actually suggesting out that Liverpool are actually interested in the player, and Man United apparently have been interested in the player in the past. RP Leipzig he's only been at RP Leipzig since January. Bought him for bought him from Red Salzburg in January, so he hasn't really been at the club very long. He has made 15 appearances so far in Bundesliga, and he has scored no goals in the process of this situation. But is a player that Red Salzburg bought in 2015 for only 2.2 million, and that he actually joined RP Leipzig on a 4.5 year deal for £10 million. So RP Leipzig got him in January from Red Salzburg for £10 million, and the press are actually now reporting about Dayot. He is a centre back that Liverpool have showed their interest in. His buyout clause could be up to £100 million. Could this Dayot Canoe, I can't even pronounce his name, but the release clause could be £100 million. He has got a 4.5 year deal with the current club, and he has been at Levering in the past, Red Salzburg in the past, and he's now at RP Leipzig as well, if I can pronounce that correctly. All in all, so far, I believe he has made 15 appearances. He has scored no goals. He has scored no goals at all whatsoever as the player, and he got under 17 championship in 2015. Did the player as well, but he is a centre back because Liverpool are still looking for targets. Obviously, they've got Naby Keita confirmed, who's another RP Leeds pick. They've got confirmed for next summer. He is a 14 million lease clause. Liverpool had paid a premium, I think, of about £7 million. He's reportedly going to be signing a 5-year deal with Liverpool when he arrives next summer, and he also joined as well from Red Salzburg. Did Naby Keita, but that was back in 2016, and he did well. He progressed them to Champions League last season, progressed them to second place as well. Did Naby Keita last season? He's won a couple of Austria Cups as well as a playing process. It had just been confirmed before the window ended about Naby Keita's arrival to Liverpool next summer, and he's very ecstatic about this. But there's going to be add-ons included in the deal. Whether they progress to a European competition or whatever, there's still going to be add-ons included in the deal. So Liverpool are still looking for another centre-back, because you can see, they've already conceded 9 goals this season. They're leaking a lot of goals, and Liverpool, have a very good attack. But they still have problems at the back, and they still may revive the interest in Van Dijk, because they were so actually close to getting Van Dijk early on in the window, where Liverpool were close to getting Van Dijk. Where he'd been seen in Liverpool, John Lennon's airport, I think it was, and in the process that looked like Van Dijk was going to make the move, but didn't materialise because Southampton were reluctant and resisted to sell the player. And Liverpool, it was their main priority for the entirety of the August window, but due to an illegal approach back in June, Liverpool ended their interest. And then Arsenal had been in discussions. Chelsea had an interest as well. He'd also been spotted in London at Van Dijk, and he did want to make the move because he'd been training separately, but it's been now confirmed. He's also been injured in January. He's with now with the rest of the Southampton squad, but could still make the move in January. I think he's got a 4 or 5 year deal as well with Southampton. Southampton could have cashed in because they only paid £12 million from Southampton. But yeah, this Dayot, I can't even pronounce his name, Upamecano or something like that. He's only age 18, so he could become a young age prospect. Could the player? He's earned 6 caps for France for the under-19s as well, 10 for the under-18s, 12 for the under-17, 3 for the under-16s as well. But apparently Liverpool are interested. Man United have been interested in the player in the past, but considering RP Leipzig may not, well, they may sell him because it may be £100 million release clause now, and he was only purchased, for £10 million from RP Leipzig as well. So we will see what happens about that. Anything else to update him about? His on my phone. as I do keep updating, with the Alexis Sanchez case and the Raheem Sterling case, Alexis Sanchez, I still think he's going to make the move in January, guys, as I do keep updating you on that. He is going to make the move in January. He said Man United could go in for him there, could pay 25 million. City convinced he can get him for 20 million pound. Obviously, I think Arsenal would rather recoup these funds and raise these funds, for Alex Sanchez, rather than let him go free next summer because he's coming to an end of his deal. He has refused to sign a new deal with Arsenal, and the main part of the narrative was, he wants Champions League football, does Alexis Sanchez, and this is why he wants to make the move, but I still think he's going to move to Manchester City, because they had a fantastic, bond together at Barcelona, Pep and Sanchez. And I think Sanchez is keen on the move to Manchester City as well. He's only won, Arsenal, have won 13 FA Cups, the record holders, but that's not good enough for Sanchez and these players, They want to be challenging, elevating to a higher level. And this is what Sanchez feels. And they've won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons, risen up the ranks with underneath. And also, he turned down £300,000 a week. He was demanding £400,000 a week, and even Ozil was demanding a higher wage in his package as well as Alex Sanchez. But Arsenal, have generated a lot of money in the transfer window, as I said, but they've got to have plans for January to reinvest and find replacements for the departures of their players in the August window. But Arsenal have got quite a few replacements on their current radar for the moment, and they're thinking of plans for January are Arsenal. But yeah, with the Sanchez, he wants Champions League football, as I said. I think he's made a couple of starts this season. He scored 1 goal. He scored 24 goals last season as well, did Alexis Sanchez. But there's been talks about Arsene Wenger being ruthless regarding the player, not willing to offload the player. They would have softened the stance, would Arsenal, if they would have found an alternative replacement for Alexis Sanchez, but they have got quite a few replacements on mind as well. But as I was saying, with Raheem Sterling, apparently Arsenal are set to reopen talks with Manchester City, maybe in January, about maybe being a swap deal, because it had come to a conclusion because City are reluctant and are resisted to offload Raheem Sterling. And also with Sanchez, apparently Real Madrid are interested in the player, but for Real Madrid to have any chance, they've got to offload one of their players, and obviously Bale's going to be the favoured to be sacrificed for Real Madrid, and also Benzema's just signed a 4-year deal. Isco's got a 5-year deal, I think he's just signed, but and Florentino Perez apparently has been in discussions with Sanchez representatives over this. Paris Saint-Germain also showed an interest in the window. Bayern Munich had showed an interest in the window in Alexis Sanchez as well, but Raheem Sterling, a player that risen up the ranks QPR. He's now made a century appearances for Manchester City. Was at Liverpool quite a few years. I think he nearly made century appearances for them. And he's hit form at the start of the season, Raheem Sterling. He's scored 3 goals in 4 appearances. So he's doing very, very well. He's attacking mid. He can play on the wing as well. I'm just going to charge my phone. He can also play on the wing as well, can the player. He can play on the wing and the player as well, so he's very, very a good player. He's won Golden Boy Award. He's won Premier League Player of the Month before as Raheem Sterling. But yeah, it come to a conclusion with the Raheem Sterling situation, as City were reluctant and resisted to offload the player. It was the talks near the end that Arsenal were going to pay mate week fee for Sterling. City were going to offer money City were going to offer money plus Sterling to get Sanchez, and Arsenal were going to pay mate weight fee for Sterling, but it had come to a conclusion, so it didn't happen. So it could still happen in January. There's also been talks about this Schalke midfielder, as I do keep updating you. Well, he's a midfielder. His versatility is very good. He can play in the mid, he can play on the left, he can play on the right. It's Leon Goretzka now. Leon Goretzka from Schalke, as I do keep updating you. He's been at Schalke 4 years. He's also participated in the reserve team, as I said. He signed a professional 5-year deal back in 2013. He'd been purchased from Schalke, purchased him for just £3 or £4 million. And in Germany as well, for Germany, he was the joint top scorer as well. So he's what? All right. So his stats look very, very impressive to the players, and I think at the moment he has actually for Schalke made nearly a century appearances. For Schalke, he's nearly made century appearances, and he has scored 10 goals as well in the process as Goretzka as well, and he can play, as I said, a defensive mid, a left, and he can play on the right as well. Can the player? But what it's basically reporting is that Man United are interested, Arsenal are interested, but I think the player is actually keen on the move to either Bayern Munich or Barcelona. But initially he said he'd agreed a deal with Bayern Munich. I think it was back in May he'd agreed a deal with Bayern Munich, but it had come to a conclusion. But it says Bayern Munich or Barcelona. He wants to go to, does the player. I think Schalke are willing to offer him a 5-year deal because the player is coming to an end of his current deal as well with Schalke. So a few teams are interested in him as well. But as I do keep updating, with Thomas Muller. Apparently it said on Sky Sports Liverpool prepared to pay £100 million for him as well. Play as a vice captain. He can play as a mid, he can play on the left, he can play on the right. His versatility is very, very good. Probably one of the most best midfielders, in world football. He's Thomas Muller. Man United had been interested, and I don't think he's any intentions of leaving the club just as yet. He has been nearly at Bayern Munich now for nearly a decade as Thomas Muller. He has got a deal with them until 2021 as Thomas Muller. He did say Liverpool prepared to pay £100 million. But Man United went back for him in 2015 or 2014 under Van Gaal, and we had put an £85 million deal in for the current player in the process of that as well. So he is a very, very good player. Teams might go for him in January. He said a few teams were actually interested in knowing Thomas Muller. I think he's made now over 4 century appearances for the club as Thomas Muller, and he's nearly scored 200 goals in Bundesliga, for Bayern Munich. But he said since Carlo Ancelotti, has actually taken over the club, he hasn't become a regular starter, and as the player, he's not very, very satisfied about this. He's also won honours with Bayern Munich, won the historic treble in 2013, won a double with him in 2010 as well. So yeah, he's a very, very good player in the process of this. So we will see what happens. He said Man United have been interested, but I just don't think he has any intentions of leaving, and he won't come cheap. Either will Thomas Muller. So, and there's also Robert Lewandowski, as I feel, I think he does actually want to leave Bayern Munich, and he said it apparently in Sky Sports he'd been learning about Spanish, and I think his preferred destination would be to make the move to Real Madrid. I don't think Real Madrid would be keen now, especially Benzema also, signing a new deal with Real Madrid. I don't think he'd be keen now. Real Madrid, I don't think he'd be keen now. Benzema's signed a new deal. Robert Lewandowski does want to make the move. He's also got a deal with Bayern Munich till 2021. I think he's been there now 4 years. I think this is his 4th season now with Bayern Munich. After Bayern Munich had got him on a free transfer from Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund had only purchased him £4.5 million as well. So I don't know with Robert Lewandowski. He has now made a century of appearances. He's produced 93 goals, 80 odd, including some assists as well as Robert Lewandowski. He's prolific, he's good in the air, he's very compassive, very tenacious, and he's got that finishing product as Robert Lewandowski. But his age, I think he's now 29. Is he 28 years old, Robert Lewandowski? But it did say Manchester City had been monitoring the player as well. Man United had been interested early on in the window for Robert Lewandowski. But, he's a player that's been top scorer loads of times. He's been top scorer for Bayern Munich. He's also been top scorer for Borussia Dortmund. Back in 2013, he was the 2nd top scorer in the Champions League as well. So the player, he's got a fantastic pedigree. He's highly, highly experienced as well. And he just basically clarified, Lewandowski, he was not satisfied with Bayern Munich's transfer window, He was frustrated with a lack of investment from Bayern Munich in the transfer window, so he could still presumably go from Bayern Munich as well. And as I did confirm to you guys yesterday was about Diego Costa making the move, to Atletico Madrid. It has been confirmed now, but this is prior to the medical. This is actually prior to the personal terms as well. But Chelsea Football Club had announced yesterday that Chelsea and Atletico Madrid had come to an agreement for Diego Costa. After Conte, they spent quite a bit of money in August, after Conte had actually confirmed that he is no longer under the club plans. Diego Costa, the player that's been at Chelsea 3 years as well. I think this is his fourth season in the process, and I think it's going to be a fee of 50. Atletico Madrid are going to be paying over £50 million, but he can't arrive obviously till January, due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. And he scored 20 goals last season. Did Costa? He's been top scorer for Chelsea for the last couple of years as Diego Costa, but he hasn't featured a game since. He hasn't played for Chelsea since the FA Cup final last season against Arsenal, and he's been in Brazil this season as well, so he hasn't featured for Chelsea this season. Also, with their rival with Alvaro Morata, who's on form, that could lack his game time as well. But it would have come to an agreement in the August window if it wasn't to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. Same with Griezmann, would have got Griezmann if it wasn't for Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, but in the process it didn't materialise, due to, as I said, Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. It's reported Diego Costa is going to be signing a deal to 2021 with Atletico Madrid. He's an ex-Atletico Madrid player as well, risen up the ranks well. Chelsea had bought him £35 million in 2014 as well. They'd bought him for £35 million, and he's done very, very well for Chelsea. But yeah, it's come to an agreement, and it did confirm that he's had permission as a Diego Costa, to go to Spain to discuss things, to complete the medical, and to discuss about the personal terms as well. But with Chelsea, won 2 leagues, League Cup, and won honours with Atletico Madrid as well before. But now this has been confirmed. But this deal now could actually affect. This could affect our pursuit of Antoine Griezmann, because we do have plans to get him next summer. Antoine Griezmann is we have plans to get him. He said we'll put 100 million aside, but I think Griezmann's very, very satisfied now with the arrival of Diego Costa coming to Atletico Madrid. Obviously, because they can play together as a front two. Griezmann, we're looking to activate his release clause, which is £100 million, which we're going to be willing to offer. Griezmann, who's only scored 1 goal so far this season, because we know Atletico Madrid have just got a new stadium. But with Real Sociedad, he risen up the ranks fantastically well. With Real Sociedad, did Antoine Griezmann very, very good with Real Sociedad. He made nearly 2 century appearances, scored 112 goals in the process, also won the league with him. Also very, very good in the Euros as well this season. In 2016 was Griezmann. But he's arrived to Atletico Madrid. He scored about 61 goals in about 113 appearances in La Liga for Atletico Madrid, as Antoine Griezmann did clarify that he did want to make the move to Manchester United. We know he scored 28 goals last season as well. He signed a deal back in June, a new deal back in June, did Antoine Griezmann. He did regret the decision that he did not join Manchester United. He regretted the decision that he didn't join Man United after the Swansea game. He regretted the decision that he didn't join. He also got a strong relation with Paul Pogba as well as Antoine Griezmann in the process. But we need that number 7 role, because we wouldn't want to keep it vague from a commercial point of view. So who's going to be our number 7? As I said yesterday, now it could be Sanchez. It may not be Griezmann now due to Diego Costa going to Atletico Madrid. It could still be Griezmann, I do not know. But it could be Sanchez, I do not know. But Man United do need a number 7 in that team. What? Alright, because we've had great legends in that number 7 role, over the years in the process of that as well. So we will see what happens. But the good news is that Man United, have also, got 3 decent signings in this window. And also, Jose Mourinho has bolstered our youth academy up as well. And we've had a fantastic start to the season. 23 goals in all competitions, only 3 goals conceded. Romelu Lukaku now, I think, with 6 in all competitions. Martial with 4, I think. Rashford now with 5 in all competitions. And they're really all hitting form. In the Southampton game, he's going to be rotating the squad differently. As I said, he's going to be making changes from the Burton game as well. He's going to probably put Matic in the mix, maybe Fellaini, probably Herrera and that. So he's going to be making changes. And it was good to see Luke. It's good to see, Luke Shaw as well back in action, recovering from injury after being out for a while. We know Rojo's still injured in our team. We know Ibrahimovic is going to be returning in December as well. So, yeah, there's still plans for January, that I still think Man United still need that creative winger as well. Wait there. Yeah, that we still need that. We still do need that creative winner in the team as well in the current process of it. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, subscribe to my channel as always, and take it easy. And if you do consider subscribing, press it, or even drop a like on the video, and take it easy, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.